Coach Chris Smelley Show brought to you by Stop and Shop Auto Sales. And Coach, just seemed like we just got started, and here we are approaching the end of the road, isn't it?
Man, it is crazy every year how fast the time goes by.
Yeah.
And you know, especially for these seniors, I'm sure they could feels like they just got started playing Sylacauga football yesterday, and got their last game coming up tomorrow night. And you know, I'm proud of this group. They've you know, helped us take another step forward, and still got a lot that we're wanting to accomplish and do as a team and a program in the coming years.
Well, Glenwood Academy, they're not your normal closing season team that you think, well, we can get a lot of things done. This is a real good football team.
They are. They're undefeated on the year. They've got a really good team. They're big up front on both sides. They only play guys on one side of the ball, which kind of tells you about the confidence they have in the guys that they do have out there. Got some tremendous skill players as well. So we got to do a good job tackling those guys and figure out a way to score some points on them.
So, what improvements have you seen from this Sylacauga team last half of the year?
Yeah, well, you know, we're playing our best ball kind of at different times. You know, this past Friday, you know, we came out hot out of the gate and got up 7-0, and I feel like we sort of let off the steam a little bit late in the second quarter and got behind and couldn't find a way to fight back. And so, you know, this team has been a fun one to coach. You know, we have taken some steps in the right direction, but still got a lot that we're wanting to accomplish in kind of the program that we're wanting to be. And we're not quite there yet, but this senior group has continued to move us in the right direction.
Elmore County is a good football team, and they showed it last week.
Yeah, I mean, they're one of the playoff teams in our region, and you know, I thought that we, you know, the way that the first quarter went, you know, if we could have sustained a little bit of that energy and momentum throughout the game, which, you know, should have been able to make it a tighter game, but kind of got away from us there late.
Yeah, it did. And once, as a coach, do you feel it getting away at some point?
Oh yeah, you definitely can feel it. And you know, in those moments when you feel it slipping a little bit, you know, you got to have a big play. You got to have somebody that steps up and makes something happen. And you know, we're down 13-7, and they were driving right there before halftime, and you know, just needed one of those big plays. Somebody step up and, you know, get a sack or a tackle for loss or something like that to slow their momentum down, and we weren't able to do it. So they punched one in right going into halftime and put us down 21-7. And so, you know, football is, you know, you got to have guys that step up and make plays in big moments, and we weren't quite able to get that done Friday.
And you played multiple people, played two quarterbacks last week. Both of them got some time on the field, and you know, you trying to find somebody with that can bring a spark to it.
Yeah, and you know, and I'm definitely going to try to do that this Friday too. You know, we're going into this game. I think it's a very winnable game for us. Glenwood's got a good football team, but you know, when I look at film, it's not anybody that we haven't already gone up against this year, and you know, we just got to be able to sustain the level of intensity and the way that you gotta you know, really bring it throughout an entire 4 quarters.
Do you see, Coach? You know, Glenwood, yeah, they're undefeated, and they're ranked high in their classification. They're a 3A football team. They played a 3A football schedule. I saw them earlier when they beat B.B. Comer early in the year. Differences in 3A to 5A football?
Yeah, you know, I think on average, if you're looking at the average 3A team, I think there is more of a difference. A lot of times, a bigger school, you're going to have a little bit more depth and more guys on the team. But Glenwood doesn't quite fit the averages for your normal 3A team, which is one of the reasons why they're undefeated. You know, they do a really good job. So they look to me more like one of our Region 5A type teams. And so, you know, we have played well against those type of teams in spurts. and we got to see if we can sustain it over 4 quarters.
So, knowing this is the final game of the season, you don't let off the gas. It's all hands on deck, right?
Yeah, and I think this game would be big for us to find a way to win this game for some momentum heading into the offseason. We were able to do that last year and finish strong. I mean, we beat a really, really good Piedmont team to finish the season last year, who is might be undefeated this year.
Yeah, they are.
And so, I think the way that you finish, you hear that all the time, finish strong and all that kind of stuff. And we've got an opportunity to do that Friday night. And so really going to challenge our guys to try to step up and finish with a little bit of fight.
These seniors playing their final game wearing an Aggie uniform tomorrow night.
It's one of the things that makes football special. It's you don't put on a pair of shoulder pads and a helmet really ever again for 99% of guys outside of high school football. And you can go shoot basketball and play golf and all that kind of stuff, but you don't put those shoulder pads on again. And there's just something special about Friday night lights, and especially being in Alabama, and we love our football here. And so, I want our guys to really take that in, but then also finish this thing the right way. We kind of challenged our guys this week. We're going to shake hands at the end of the game with the other team. And what's that man across from you going to think about you, win or lose? What's he going to think about you as a competitor? As a man that poured a lot into this great game of football, and so challenge our guys to finish the right way.
A W is a W. Do you change anything practice-wise or scheme-wise, knowing this is the final game of the season?
I think it kind of relaxes you a little bit from a coaching standpoint, as far as you can kind of run anything, and nothing's off the table. So no reason to hold anything back. So if we can put ourselves in opportunities to kind of reach into the bag of tricks a little bit, all that kind of stuff could be on the table for this game.
We haven't talked much about future Aggie football teams, but you've watched the JVs and you watched the younger kids play. What do you think of this group that's going to be coming forward?
Yeah, our JV team was 4-1 this year, and is a really good group. I see the potential for a lot of leadership and maturity out of our 9th and 10th grade group. Got a lot of young offensive and defensive linemen that have been working hard, and with that younger group, we have worked out in the in season almost the same as we would in off season. They have stayed in the weight room and gotten stronger. Some of our best skill position guys are our 10th graders, and so a good combination coming up that this team, they want to continue to improve. We got a chance to be really good in the future.
What do you say to the Aggie faithful about staying the course? Last year was a tough year, even though it ended on a good note. This has been somewhat of a challenge. You're able to break even with a win tonight. What would you say to the Aggie faithful about continued support of this Aggie program?
Yeah, I'd say just stick with us. Our kids are working really hard. Our coaches are doing a tremendous job, and we've got some good things coming in the future. So got a good group and a lot to be proud of, and keep supporting the Aggies.
All right, game time down in, where is that at down there? Somewhere in East Alabama.
Smith Station, kind of almost all the way to Georgia.
Yeah, and so big game tomorrow night for the Aggies, final game of the season. We'll do one more show with Coach next week, and hopefully we're talking about a W. How about that?
That's right, let's do it.
All right. Coach Chris Smelley, the head football coach of Sylacauga Aggies, our guest this morning. More Daybreak coming up in just a second.